in Arizona. That's that place. Tucson? I'm happy to get all this. This is the stuff I want to get live. It's just our banter.
Oh, yeah.
We can get it. All right, internet. What's up, guys? How are we? Hopefully you guys enjoy that. That's going to be on YouTube forever now. Forever. It's time. It's time for me to talk into a microphone for 2 hours and you guys pretend like you like it. Let's see here. I also got to let Elon Musk know that I'm live. Can't forget that. Can't forget to tag my buddy Elon. What in the hell do I have all these Discord notifications for? No. I don't give a shit about that guy. That guy doesn't matter to me. He does watch my content, though, which is very wild. Elon Musk. He watches my YouTube videos.
Does he?
Yeah. He comments on my tweets every time. Although it says something about a bot, and it says something that I might be spamming. I'm not sure what that's all about, but I guess it is what it is.
I would have heard about that.
I'm only excited when Flesh and Blood creators like my stuff. I don't care whether or not Elon Musk does. I would never tell you guys if Elon Musk liked my Twitter notifications. That would have been something else. The hell was I doing? Making a tweet. That's what we're doing. In the year of our Lord 2024, I am tweeting. Okay. Booyah. Let's go ahead. Let's see. When we... All right, let's get this here. We'll post that. And then we'll do one in this one. Everybody's going to be like, what the hell? It's Friday. You don't stream on Fridays? All right. What the hell? What the hell? All right, sick. We are all the people who need to know that we're live know we're live now. So that's good. That is good. We've got that going. So the Clash Bash standings are in. For those of you guys who don't know, I do want to make a quick thing here. Let me see. Let me go ahead and give. Looks like our boy Nathan is in a meeting right now. So where the hell is the fire emoji? There it is. Bam. All right. The Clash Bash standings. That's what I wanted to get into. So we have our top 8 for the Clash Bash. Very excited about that, guys. It is going to be... we only had 8 people who were actually able to play in the league. And I wanted to talk about some stuff in regards to the next season to see whether or not we wanted to change some things up, what things we might want to see, what things might be what things might want to stay. So we can certainly go ahead and check that out. Here it is. So let me get this going for you guys here real quick. There is this. So we have the top 8 for our Clash Bash League, and I'm in it. So happy about that. We only really had 8 people who were able to play in the league out of the 14 or something that were there, right? Let me see. There's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 people. Now, obviously, this is just because 16 people, you know, there was a lot of stuff going on with Road to Nationals, and then the Pro Tour happened and all these other things. And so some of the people who play, I mean, they play competitively pretty hard. So we did want to make sure to get that going. And we understand when people can't make it. That's why it's a casual league, and why we don't, you know, we're not getting so like super gung-ho about whether or not certain things should happen or they should not. So, but this is our top 8. Looks like we are already seeded into where we are. I got 3rd seed, which is great. Very happy about that. And it looks like my first opponent in the top 8 is going to be Pat Smash Good. So very excited to play against. I didn't get to play against him in the league, but I am happy to play against him here. Hopefully I'll be able to get some wins in. I know Pat's been pretty busy. If I recall correctly, I believe Pat is one of the people who is actually doing commentary for our Clash Bash videos that are on the Clash Hub. So obviously is busy doing other things there, but I'm happy to go against Pat here, see what he's got. I know there was the wonderful Arachne that just came out in the most recent video on the hub for Arachne versus Azalea, which was a very good match. Very cool to see that there. So I was very happy to see that I'm going to go against him. And then it looks like Teppa and Henry are going to duke it out here in their rank. OK and Darth are going to go up over here in the 2nd spot. And then it's going to be Nathan against Ro. And so that'll be very nice. I know Ro's pretty busy doing a lot of their stuff. Obviously, in the situations here, if your opponent's not going to be able to make it to the match, then they can't make it to the match. Totally understandable. At that point, you just win it, right? And we can do the top for whatever. But I wanted to go ahead and give congratulations to all of these guys here for making it into the top 8. We are still trying to figure out prizings and stuff that we're going to do for this. It looks like only 8 people really participated. So 8 people are going to be the ones who are going to be put in for like giveaway prizes and so on and so forth. Because, you know, we do want to make sure that everybody is who is participating in the league gets a fun little thing. So we will be discussing that soon. But again, luckily, nobody paid any entry to get into the event. So it's all just free game fun stuff. So happy about that. Now I need to get my deck lists in by Sunday, I think. I'm pretty sure I know what I want to do, but I'm not entirely confident, I guess. What I want to do, let me log into here real quick because I thought I was. There we go. So I am looking to still play Ira. I think Ira's got great legs into the format. Obviously, it's just consistently good. And being able to pop out a, 1-2-5 or a 1-2-7 or like even a 1-7, I think that's really, really good. So really, I guess it's a 1 7, right? So you're dealing about 8 damage a turn, threatening 8 damage a turn, sometimes a little bit more if you're able to get your opponent to block out efficiently, or to not block out efficiently, I should say. So I think I still want to play Ira. Dromai, on the other hand, I think I'm also looking to play still. I like Dromai. She plays really well. What I need to do is I need to figure out where I'm going to put Sink Belows. I feel like I might want to get rid of... There's like some cards I'm really looking to maybe get rid of. I might get rid of things like... well, I want to keep Cadaverous Contraband in there for the popper. But I think I might get rid of something like Uvia's, because your Uvia is not normally around enough to get like a ton of value, and it would be stripping away a lot of my Ash. So I might just remove Uvia for Sink Below, because I feel like Sink Below is going to be significantly better. Sink Below. Because having a D-React is going to be important for me. I might even want to run more than one, because the Ember Moss Centipie's are really, really good. They come in for a lot of damage, and in most cases, my opponent's not going to be popping a lot of them. And if they do, then I get an Ash. So that's a great way to generate Ash. I get Ash off the Billowing Mirage. Although the only popper, again, that I have in my deck is just Cadaverous Contraband. I don't know if I need to worry so much about poppers. I think I'm the only person playing Illusionist, from what I can tell. So I don't need to worry a whole lot about poppers. But what I might do is I might even remove... I might remove this Seeker's Leggings and this Lava Burst, and I might put in 2 more Fate Foreseen. And I might just sideboard those, and then I'll probably just for like Guardian matchups, I might take out something like I don't know. I might take out something like Dunebreaker Centipie for Fate Foreseen. Because I need to take out 2 things. I'll probably just end up taking out the red Ember Maw and the red Dunebreaker for Passing Barrage and Fate. Because I might just mainline Snaps or Mage Master's Boots. Because part of me is thinking Mage Master Boots is probably the better bet, so I have something there. You know what? I think it's actually probably a good call. Mage Master's Boots. I'm going to put that in the deck. I'm actually going to go ahead and remove Snaps, because I don't think that Snaps is like incredibly important here. There's not many times in which I'm like, oh yeah, Snaps is going to be great. But being able to play Mage Master's Boots and then just play a non-attack action card for, you know, to give it go again. Most of my things, I don't really need to worry about it, and it's mainly just for Guardians, right? But it does allow me to pay 1 into my boots if I need to get an Ash. And I feel like that's significantly more important in my own build than it is for something like Snapdragon Scalers, right? Because I play a lot of these guys, and then my weapon gives me go again on my dragons, so on and so forth, right? And I need to be able to play very offensively, but still defensively. And if I can Mage Masters into Passing Mirage, and then play something like a Kyloria, I get the 1 Ash off of the Mage Master's Boots, and then I get to play Passing Mirage, give it go again, play Kyloria, or Chromai, right? I can play Chromai, swing, get 2 action points, and then swing with 2 dragons. I feel like that's going to be the better bet. I still don't like my chess piece, but because I don't want to gain additional resources half the time. But because I want to be able to make Ash. There aren't too many other chess pieces I'd mint chest. There's not too many I'd like to end up getting. Like Heart and Crossstrap is cool because theoretically that means I could play like an Ember Mob for free, but it doesn't defend very well. This is great, but I can only defend if the attack of the controller has destroyed a Vigor token this turn, which is super not good for me. We've obviously got things like Ironrot Plate that'll block significantly better than this and still be able to generate me an Ash and block for 2. We could play Seeker's Gillet, which means I can pitch to it to prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt and then opt. So that blocks 1. And then I can, which is really good into preventing Kadachi stuff. Might not be a bad move. We do also have, because like Silken Gi, next attack action card you play this turn has -1 and costs 1 less to play. That we don't really need because we don't want our things to cost 1 less. I don't know. Because I have to play a red card in order for this to do anything. But I'll gain an additional resource. But there's never really a time in which I need to do that. Quelling Robe also isn't a terrible choice. Because I can quell 1 into anything I want, pretty much. Which is great. So that might be not a terrible call. Because I guess it's either Seeker's Gillet if we're going to go turn 1 instead of turn 0. And then it should be Sasha Sandakai if we're going turn 0 instead. Yeah, I think Gillet just has a better. It just has a better choice into this. I'm able to at least prevent a damage and opt. Make an Ash, prevent 1 damage, and opt. I feel like all 3 of these things are way more important than something else. I still feel like it's sad that none of my equipment blocks. But that's where I'm just like, I could put like Ironhide or yeah, I could like put Ironhide Plate instead. Because this also pitches. It blocks, it pitches. You just don't opt. And it blocks for 2 instead of 1. Maybe we do run Ironhide Plate. Because this is also still good into the Icelander stuff. I think that's comfortable. It was a comfortable one. Okay. We'll chill on that for right now. I'm pretty sure this is pretty good. Interesting. So these are the 2 that I'm going to go into. I'm going to give Dromai and then Ira. Those are going to be my 2 builds. And I guess we're just going to hope for the best. I put in D-Reacts, so we'll be able to last a little bit longer against those big hits. I've put in... I still run Sigils, so I'm able to gain 6 life. Like, all in all, I think I'm running Oasis too, right? I'm not running Oasis? That's strange. I should be running Oasis. Maybe I take out the snatches for Oasis. Yeah, I feel like if we do Oasis Respite, I don't know why I wasn't running Oasis. So, because Oasis for the wizard matchups. The D reacts for most matchups in general. And Passing Mirage and the Fate for Guardians. That's fine. And then we have go again, go again, go again, go again, not go again. But these things will still pitch very well. 6 blues, 34 reds. What do my hands look like? It's a pretty good hand. Ravenous, flip up at the top, see what it is. It's probably a red. And then pitch Sigil of Solace into Mirror Guy. Attack with Mirror Guy. Yeah, it was a red. Put Dust Up in Arsenal. Or I can actually just probably throw Dust Up. Have them block hit. Next turn, we block with the Sink Below on their turn. And then we could... Oh, gosh. Well, they're probably going to kill Mirror Guy. If they don't kill Mirror Guy, we get a nice Chromai hit there. Actually, wait a minute. I just realized. Ravenous, we can't get Mirror Guy out. So we'd have to play... Because we don't have an Ash. So we'd have to get our Glory Seeker to set up first. So we'd probably block... Probably attack with the Ravenous Rabble and then pitch to the Mirror Guy and the Sigil. And then the... So that'll make us 2 Ash. We can then play Billowing Mirage, because we'll draw a card. So we'll play Billowing Mirage, we'll get an Ashwing, and then we'll swing Ashwing. So that's 4, 3, 1, 8. And then we still have an Ash left over. And then this hand is actually Sink Below, Invoke Chromai, Dust Up, and something else. So if we block with the Sink Below, we can play the Chromai and then pitch into the Ember, or we can attack with Chromai, attack with Mirror Guy. I think it's okay. Not bad. So pretty comfortable there. I think it's going to be good. I'm very excited to see what Pat brings, if Pat's going to bring Arachne. The Arachne game was like incredibly close because the Azalea, Nathan on Azalea was just like rocking him. Of course, like turn 1 red in the ledger, turn 2 red in the ledger. And then it was like, oh, okay, like, don't worry, I'll just come in with 1 really big attack in the reaction step. So Arachne's got some good stuff. What other data do we have here? So this is just the general data. I haven't really looked at this. Overall hero breakdown. So Betsy into Kano. Betsy beats Kano. Katsu beats Icelander. Very interesting to see that happen. Riptide beats Kasai. Kasai beats KO. And then Vincent beats KO. Then we have Kasai beats KO. What is this, our general analysis? So it looks like with the most wins so far, we actually have Betsy. Betsy has the most wins in this series so far. Then Dromai has the most wins at 3. And I think I'm the only one on Dromai, so that's pretty cool. Kano at 3 wins, Leviah at 3 wins, Icelander at 3 wins, Kasai at 2 wins. KO has no wins at all. Ira Crimson Haze at 3 wins, Katsu at 4 wins, Vincent at 3 wins, and then Arachne at 2 wins, Azalea at 1 win. So not bad. Olympia's up there with 2 wins. Riptide, Phi, Lexi all at 1 win, and then Reinar at 2. Somebody's playing Prism, Advent of Thrones. That's at 1 win there. It's pretty cool. And then Yoji also has a win on him as well. So not bad. Not bad. A decent amount. I definitely think I'm the only. I'd like to think I'm the only Dromai player. But if Dromai's got some of the top wins out of it, I think it's just because I've been playing more games. It's not that Dromai's better. It's just I've been playing more games. Oh, God. But yeah, so that's good to know. So now I'm trying to figure out. I think Dromai and Ira are going to be the ones that stay. I have Ira kind of as my backup against Guardians. And then I'm going to work on whatever else happens. But I don't expect to win. But if I win, that'd be sick. I'm super excited about that. Let's see here. What do I want to check out? Let me see here. Bum ba bum. Boom. Okay. So yeah, we got all the analytics and everything through here. Very excited to see. It looks like, I think Nathaniel is like undefeated right now. What is our leaderboard? Maybe not undefeated. No, he's lost. He's lost 2 games. He's won 5 games, lost 2 games. So Nathaniel's sitting here at 7 matches played, 5 wins, currently doing the best out of all of us. You have OK at 4 wins and 1 loss. You have myself at 2 wins and 3 losses. Tepa at 2 wins and 3 losses. Henry at 2 wins and 3 losses. Pat's at 1 win and 2 losses. And then Darth Prentice is at 3 losses. And technically, I know Nathan and Roe played 1 match against each other. But they did not complete their match. So they just took the winner out of it and got the point. So that's our top 8. Pretty exciting stuff. And I want to double check to see what we were doing. I don't think we have like a guaranteed thing for what pricing was looking like, but let me see. A quick doc of pricing. So pricing could possibly be you've got the winner of Worlds so literally for this is an interesting thing for in case you are wanting to, if you're going to win the whole thing. I'm not sure if this is still up in the air because it's like $180 for this win. But this might be the winner of our worlds thing. So like if we do champions against champions kind of deal, you get a custom made hero. Winner chooses which hero to pick. So you essentially just get to choose what Flesh and Blood hero you want as an art piece. And then this is the concept for it. But winners for this is you got a playmat. Decisions based on US or EU. Participation prizes are at random. A playmat, 2 RTN Brothers in Arms promos, 5 random Rainbow Foil Armory promos. Specialty prizes is like you can do things like play 15 unique opponents, which nobody has done, so this won't be given out, I don't believe. Play 4 games with Merchant, also nobody has done, so no crack foil bauble or cold foil crack bauble. 0 and 8 in the regular season gets you a shitty Christmas present, and I don't think anybody's gone 0 and 8. So, but if we do want to give this to the undisputed hasn't won a game yet, then we might end up just giving this to Darth because they've only gotten losses. So we'll see. We'll see what we have to do there, but I'm very excited to get that update for everybody. We're getting right on into it, talking about that because I want to make sure that all of this information is good to go. But what I also wanted to do, and I'm not sure if you guys can see it quite as much, but we actually have a sponsor reveal for the channel. So I'm going to make a more like formal video for this and put it in like a collections video probably and do all that jazz. But what I am going to do is show you guys this. First and foremost, 1,739 subscribers. So we're killing it. And then we have this down here. Findall's Collection has now become a sponsor of the channel. So we are going to do a little look through of Findall's Collection, check out everything that it has to offer, and then kind of just take a look, because I want to do a lot of collection pieces and videos on Findall's Collection, or on like in general, just in, you know, market stuff and looking through master sets and so on and so forth. And so I believe that this is going to be the kind of the best way to do that. So let's go ahead and check it out together as a group. Findall's Collection, it's a online collection tracker for Flesh and Blood products. So it strictly only has anything to do with Flesh and Blood at the very moment. It also, I believe, it's got stuff for everything, which is really, really cool. Like, I think you can do stuff for Euro. I'm not sure how it looks at TCG player market pricing for Euro. I think it just does like a conversion rate. That might not be the same way that that's done, but regardless. So what we have here is your main page. This just shows you everything that's like in your portfolio kind of deal. But in here you have a collections section. And I actually went ahead, I already made a collection to check out. This is a Uprising Master Set, 440 cards in here for the Uprising Master Set. It's got one of every card in here. I'm not sure if it includes every single card, which is what I wanted to check together here with you guys, because it needs to also have like the tokens and all that stuff too. So I'm not seeing it, but maybe I'm wrong. Because like Frostbite tokens and the hero tokens and all that stuff don't seem to be showing up. So if that's the case, we are going to have to add those. I wonder if we can. Icelander. Yeah, just the Marvel. So it looks like they're not putting the tokens in there. So obviously, you know, people can sell tokens too, but I don't believe it is I don't believe it's obviously a necessary thing that it needs to be added like right now. But it's pretty cool because what you can do here is you're actually able to create a new collection, but you can do it populated with cards from a set already, which is really, really cool. So for this one, let's just do like Tales of Aria, first edition. So if we go ahead and come down here and we click on sets, we can find whatever set we're looking for if we're going to do master sets. Let's click on Tales of Aria first edition, right? And then we're just going to choose the cold foils, the rainbow foils, and the non-foils. And then we go ahead and we have quantity per card being 1, because we don't need anything more than 1. There are no super rares, marvels, or promos in this section. So we then can just go ahead and hit confirm, and it will create us an entire list of the cards from Tales of Aria, which is really cool. So this is all first ed stuff. This includes the alternate art of Channel Lake Frigid, the all the legendaries, all the cold foils. You'll see they're listed here as first cold foil right here, first cold foil. That is actually something that I just think is insane. Is that if you take a look at the this picture shouldn't be what the picture is. Edit image. This should be like this. Perfect. And then this one should be that. Where the heck is it? There it is. You can change a picture on your thing too. That's really cool. I like that concept. Include the value of this collection in the dashboard summary. Oh, I see. So you can add it into there in the dashboard summary. So, which is why, like on my dashboard, it says 0. It's because I don't have a portfolio market value. So if you look at this here, it's wild to think that Tales of Aria first edition actually for a master set, so one of every card in Tales of Aria, first ed costs less on the open market than a master set of Uprising. And I'm assuming it's just because of the dragons. I know a lot of this is also based around market value. If we change this to TCG player low pricing, you're looking at significantly less. So right now, the value at low is $1,397, whereas originally it was $1,686. So the low pricing, you take off like $300 from the stuff, which is really, really good. And this shows you all the low valued stuff, the lowest prices for these. For instance, it's interesting because the Crown of Providence cold foil, the market value of it is $176, but the actual lowest like selling version of it on TCG Player right now is $194. So theoretically, some of the stuff goes up or down because the low pricing will show you the lowest selling or the lowest listing on TCG Player at the moment, but it is not the actual like market value, I guess. So that's where you'll find trends and things like that. So you have that. And then you also have what else here? So like, again, we could just keep doing this for like everything here. So for instance, if we're doing it off TCG Player low, these are the numbers we see here. But if we change it back to market pricing, these are the numbers. So oddly enough, TCG Player low for Tales of Aria, you can buy a cold foil Corsham for $96. I think I just want to look at all of the sets now because I just love seeing that. Tales of Aria. Let's just populate that with Tales of Aria Unlimited, rainbow foils and non-foils because they're not cold foils in that set. Hit confirm. And so this, the unlimited versions. I didn't know this still contained the alternate art. I didn't think the alt art came in unlimited. You're also able to check these here too. Like the unlimited edition rainbow foil, $135, versus the first edition rainbow foil is $89 or like $86. Well, I have to check that now because I didn't think that was actually a thing. Channel. Oh my God, spell please. Lake Frigid. I don't know how to spell Frigid. Alternate art. Yeah, there's only a first edition. So I'm wondering whether or not they're putting this under as just the unlimited rainbow foil, because I don't think there is one. Not that I recall. Let's see. Channel Lake Frigid. Yeah. Because you got just this one here and then this one from the altered one. So we don't want to add that in there since it's technically not correct, because that's what really changes this value, I think. Because this is like inflated, but shouldn't be, because you shouldn't have this in here. I'm going to delete this. This is the best part too, is that you're able to just kind of go through and check and go over these things. And they're still working a lot on the site itself. So like, for instance, it says unlimited and then unlimited here. So this one, I'm not sure where they're getting the data for this, but this is not correct. So we get rid of that. So rainbow foil, rainbow foil, rainbow foil, all these things in here. Terra Sunder, rainbow foil, and non-foil. Damn, really, the rainbow foil is only a little bit more than that. At that point, you might as well run the rainbows. So, like, you'll see this is like significantly cheaper because we took out those specific unlimited versions of things. Gosh, I can't wait to collect this set. That's so cool. Like, Invigorate, such a cool card. Such a cool card, Invigorate. And luckily, every single one of these things here, they have an eBay sales section, but they're not tracking sales for this. It looks like they're going to eventually at some point, but that might be for later. It also gives a description of everything that the card is, so that is good. So looking at the collections again, I'm going to add this image. I'm going to make it the tree. So even the market pricing here, you'll see the first ad of Tails is significantly more expensive than the unlimited version of Tails, but even at $600 to have one of every card from Tales of Aria Unlimited, pretty good. I think, of course, the reason a lot of these cards went down in price is mainly because, all the elemental heroes aren't playable in Classic Constructed right now, so people don't need to pick this stuff up. They could just hold on to it and wait, or try to sell it off if they're trying to do that. But 115 for rainbow foil creepers, whereas in here it says a cold foil creepers is 128. At that point, you just buy the cold foil creepers. Is it really 128? Let me check the low pricing. Yeah, 124 for a cold foil spellbound creepers. Spellbound creepers. Yep, 124 for near mint first ed cold foil. That's not a terrible price for cold foil creepers. I mean, this is like easily one of the best Runeblade legs in the game, and you pay nearly the same amount for an unlimited rainbow foil version of it. So you might as well. The only downside is that both of these sellers are not verified sellers, so you run your risk of it being in a bad place. That's why I'm happy, but also not happy, because TCG Player has the direct sales and stuff for Magic and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff, but they don't have it for Flesh and Blood yet, because obviously I'm sure they don't just have like tons and tons and tons of fab that they open. But having this not be available through direct kind of makes it so where, because I like ordering through direct because it allows for me to know that the company behind this website are the people who are selling me those cards, and they check the quality, they check the condition, they check it all before they actually send out the card, and then they get that card from a different seller who is also selling that card through them. So it's like a middleman situation, but at least like the middleman is the company, because putting this on the company and having the company mess up is one thing, but a seller who messes up, like if a seller messes up, usually they're out of a decent amount of money, especially in this case, either that or you're out of a decent amount of money. But for $124, you're going to get tracking on the order, and you're going to get just tons of like good value from this, right? So I think it's good. But that's creepers. That's pretty good. So happy about that. And that's the low pricing. So now we have the market pricing. I mean, you're buying it under a market price. It's good. I think it still blows my mind how much this changes, right? Because like Crown of Providence, Cold Foil, Tomotai Marvel, Dominion Marvel. We go to the low pricings of all this. Tomotai under $100. Crown of Providence is more expensive. in cold foil somehow. So it's just a very interesting loop here. I'm curious to see what they have everything, because some of the stuff doesn't. Some of the stuff doesn't have like actual crazy stuff. Welcome to Wraith First Ed. Let's see how much of this is like insane data, right? Cold foils, rainbow foils, non-foils, get them all in there. One of everything, boom. Ooh, $26,000. Yeah, these all track pretty well. These are all just the market values of them. I'm curious what the lows are. Yeah, that's a lot better. So like this is what the TCG player market thinks these are all generally able to be sold at, right? 26,000. But some of these are selling for way more because they're like the only ones on the market. For instance, you have this crippling crush here that somebody is a lot of people on TCG player, they put in placeholder numbers, so they know it's not like immediately going to sell. They just keep it on their marketplace until they're ready to sell it. But this crippling crush here, nobody is going to buy for $189,000. That's just not going to happen. Now, this Heart of Findall selling for $12,750 could be a more accurate number, strictly because they're normally going for about $9,000 already. But then you have things like this, and you're looking at like the cold foil tunic. There's no way at market price a cold foil tunic from First Ed is going for $160. They're going for a lot more because these are the actual, like, it's hard to find these cards. So finding them like that out in the wild, you're paying a premium for it. And in most cases, if you're paying, for instance, like Tome of Findall First Ed Rainbow Foil, $800. That's crazy good. A lot of these cards are just way above their own value. I really would like a cold foil First Ed Snapdragon Scalers. I think it'd be really good. I want to get like a bunch of these common equipments so I can use them in my Clash decks, but paying $250 for a cold foil breaking scales hurts my soul. But I want it, so we'll have to see. Pounding Gale. What does this card do? Open the Center was the last attack this combat chain. Pounding Gale gains if it would deal damage to a hero. Instead, it deals double that much damage. Huh. So you play Head Jab, Open the Center, Pounding Gale. That might not be terrible. Because if we use that into maybe. So I like to go just mainly off market pricing because like that's kind of just like the more reasonable number. But you always want to check the low pricing because that is important too. But if we compare that First Ed, Welcome to Wraith Unlimited to the First Ed, I think we're going to find something very different. Boom. $1,089. See, this is way more structured in that sense. So we look at this here, like $26,000, $1,000. That's just because obviously the cards are easier to find and they're in high amounts of print run there. So let's see, what do I choose for? What do I choose for WTR first? Oh, this, probably. And then what do I choose for unlimited? This, probably. All right, you know what? Probably E-Strike. That actually sounds better. Nice. There we go. So not bad. I like that it's able to make this. This has always been my one gripe with a lot of like collection websites is that I'm not able to. What is that? I'm not. What do you call it? I want to make sure that I am able to make a master set at like the easiest way possible without it being a hassle and having to type it all in. What's up, Nathan? How are you? Welcome on in. I did. I mean, they're actually a sponsor of the channel now, Nathan. So if you also wanted to try out Finals Collection for free, I have a promo code where you can use it for a month for free, and you can play around with its settings and do some collection stuff and kind of see what your stuff is like. It matches everything up to TCG player market pricing or low pricing, depending on whatever one you want to do. So I'm just I'm checking it out, kind of seeing some stuff. I wanted to go over the collect. This is like the one thing I wanted to talk about pretty frequently because I do plan on making some more videos for the master sets for this for Flesh and Blood. And so it's great because I can just like click on this. I can go find heavy hitters. It looks like it's updated frequently enough to have newer sets. Cold foils, rainbow foils, non-foils. Hit confirm. It adds everything in there for me. It's like dude, these new sets are insane. I still owe you things. Sorry, it's been crazy. No, dude, you're good. You're good. Like I said, man, like I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So you get to it when you can. I know we've been busy. You've been busy editing stuff for the hub. I've been busy editing stuff for my channel. Send you what I have off. Okay, no worries. You do whatever you feel is comfortable for you. Because I don't want you to have to stress over it, right? You're already doing me a huge favor by doing that, so. Yeah, I like that you're able to just like pop in, like just populate a whole list of these, and it gives you pictures and like, you know, it's gonna sound kind of crazy, but like I like having the pictures here, but you're also able to show it in a different level. You can view it in a list. You can view it in gallery. You can view it as a graph. Kind of crazy. So you can just see like day by day which ones work. So I like that it's very what I do wish there was a dark mode. But I don't think they have that, so I'm not seeing it. So exactly, yeah, you can technically keep track of the market. Well, they also have this here too. So you can do all this collection stuff for free, as far as I know. You can do it for free and just make collections in here. But what you don't get is you don't get access to seeing their like gains and losses per day. As they happen. So like, for instance, you don't get access to all this data over here, like your cast position that you put in for it, any profits you might have, anything you invested, your gains, so on and so forth right here. You don't get access to that. You don't get to see any trends and where those cards are trending in that collection. But what you can do is just at least put them in a list, right? So if you're looking at just like, this is what my collection looks like, you can slap it all in there. But if you want to know how it's performing over the days, being a subscriber, really, like I said, I have a code I can give you guys to be a subscriber for a month for free, but it's only $3 a month, I think, for subscribing to this, if you really care about where your collection is at. But there's a market trends thing that you can go access to if you become a subscriber, and it just tells you market trends for certain cards. Like Debilitate Yellow is at a 204% increase from first ed WTR. It went up $1. And you can just like look through the market to see where things are changing. So like Disable, Crush Confidence, like you can tell strictly with these guys here, it looks like people are doing Victor nonsense. They're trying to get like Victor stuff. Or like Guardian things in general, right? Or maybe it's just cards they don't have. Like Blizzard Bolt went up in price somehow, by 50%. but no like insane trends of right now from what I can tell. Yeah, because you sort by percentage gain. So you're able to just kind of like check it out here. So the highest gain as of right now is Debilitate. You probably saw a lot of trends change around with when they announce like new heroes, then you'll probably see a general change in market trends. Did the Dragon Shield one for a bit, and then it was something like 10. Yeah, God. Yeah, like I like the Dragon Shield one because it is you are able to like scan the stuff, but and there is a mobile app for it instead of this is only on PC as of right now. But Finals Collection is growing every single day, and they're working on new things, and they're very, very susceptible to feedback. So, you know, you can always go ahead and I plan to throw some things their way in regards to checking out their content and showing that to them and being like, hey guys, here's some things that I personally would like. Oh, scanning didn't work? Oof, that sucks. Yeah, it was a little much. I liked having access to it just like right then and there, but for the phone, I was using the Collector app. It's like collect and then R, like the letter R. And that one doesn't have a scanner either, but it gives me better like profit loss graphs. And I like that a lot. I like seeing from a graph level where things are going throughout the time. So I think it's very good. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. Another thing that you're able to do here is they have an EV tracker for boxes, which is kind of interesting. So they have an EV tracker for boxes to tell you the current EV and the market value. So for instance, you'll see they have ones for cases and then ones for boxes and then ones for packs. So it's like $60 estimated value for a pack, and you can pay $172 for an actual pack online, and you're estimated roughly about $60 in value from a pack. So that is really cool to see that they have that available for you. Just want to sell when they go up. I'm always curious in the market. Well, you know, like I said, $3 a month. If you want, I mean, obviously you're pretty busy, but I have this code available for me and for as long as I am sponsored with Finals Collection. And so if you don't want to use the code this month and you want to use it next month, you just let me know. I'm going to throw it in videos and all that kind of stuff. Or if you want to check it out now, you certainly can. I think it's really, really great. One thing I would ask, it gets a dark mode. I would like to have a dark mode on here. That'd be preferable. I know it's hard sometimes, but I would like a dark mode. Outside of that, though, I mean, you're able to add in pretty much anything. You just go through your collection and then you can just type in your stuff and add those in. So, but it's cool to see. Like they even have them for, I think they have them for heavy hitters boxes now too. Yeah. So a heavy hitters box, a case seems to actually have a $9, like a $10 positive EV on buying a case. Because if you buy a heavy hitters case for $315, less than that, $304, because like $304, $305, you can buy a case of heavy hitters, and you're looking to get about $3.15 out of it. That's positive EV. That's good stuff. Bright lights boxes seem to be fairly inexpensive. Yeah, it's $70. So they're nowhere near the same as they were just previously, but you're estimated to get about $65 out of it. So even if you spend $70, your estimations are pretty good. Cases are still like you get a little bit of loss. Like these little percentages here, like this is kind of what I'm always looking for. Is like if it's like, okay, 1%, maybe like 2% is like, it's no big deal. But when you look at something like this, where it's like it's 306 for a case of Dynasty and you're estimated to get $221 out of it, that's when I'm like, okay, I don't know whether or not that's going to be like, obviously, that's not the number you're going to be getting. It's an estimated value. You could pull a cold foil Command and Conquer out of any of these boxes in a case and do very well for yourself. Tales of Aria First Ed is another one here, like 221 for a case, which is just insane to me that it would be this low. 221 for a case of First Ed Tales of Aria, and you're estimated about $166 out of it. So that's a 33% loss on the case. It's probably why nobody's buying a whole bunch of those boxes. Again, it's more just because like people know what the print runs are like, and so yeah. So it's great. It is interesting though to see that like most of this is red. Like this is actually what I expected because like most of it is red. The ones that are green though, Monarch First Ed. A lot of people are getting into Prism trying to get the Fabled, right? Fabled went up in price pretty significantly. So First Ed Monarch seems to be going back up. You have Crew. Crew is always doing super great because we know that is like fairly short printed. Even the unlimited version is fairly short printed. The First Ed stuff, way too expensive and not a whole lot coming out of it, but that's because sealed prices are a pretty big deal. And then obviously like a Welcome to Wraith First Ed box is like $3,000. You're not expected to get even half of that out of there. So you're looking at an 89% loss by opening that box, but that's what I mean, right? The First Ed stuff, keep it sealed. You know, the numbers are nowhere near as bad because 248 and then you're getting 200 out of it. That's pretty good, right? The EV has gone down significantly since last time, right? There's been like a 13% change in its EV, but you're able to buy boxes for like $70 a piece, get $50 out of it. There's also a ton of these. So like a 25% loss as opposed to an 89% loss is way, 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 way better. Way better. First Ed Aria will probably go up. I'm still sitting on a case. It's one of my favorite sets. Yeah, I think there will come a point, right? Like when we visit Aria again, I think more people are going to be like, oh, First Ed Tales of Aria, like that's all it's going to take. You know, it's not like it's just going to sit on your shelf and be worthless. Like it's going to have value. Yeah, it's dropped a lot. I wonder if it's just dropped a lot because like there was hype and then there wasn't, and now people are just like not selling them at all. And so people who want to sell them need to like undercut or like change things. So, but I don't know the logistics behind it. So like what's Uprising looking like right now? Uprising is like rough. It's rough for Uprising because a booster box for 72 with an estimated of $45 in it. Uprising it tanked a whole lot recently just because Dromai hit Living Legend. So, yeah, it was really expensive. Like, I'm happy it's because, like, honestly, like, I don't have that money, nor do I ever think I'll have like that kind of fun money in my life, maybe. But $3,000 is incredibly affordable for a box, like a limited edition print run box. Like, very, very, very affordable. So good to see that. Yeah, Uprising is going to be rising up sometime later on. It's just crazy to think like these sets are so contingent on whether or not the heroes are relevant. If the heroes are not relevant anymore, nobody wants it, right? All the Phi cards in this deck, or all the Phi cards in this set are like, it's literally Tiger Stripe Shuko. And then like everything else that Phi needs is in like rare and common. You don't really need a bunch of his Majestics or any of those other things. Like Double Strike is very good, but it's not like the card that's going to change games. And so like Tiger Stripe Shuko is like it. And the rest is just like, okay, cool. Like, go get this other ninja stuff because it's way better. So now that Dromai and Icelander are no longer in the format, you know, people are selling off a whole bunch of their stuff, which means that they're undercutting other sellers. And because they're undercutting other sellers, that means prices are dropping. But that also means that the Marvels are insanely good. So like, if we just even look at the collections right now, let's just create Marvel UPR Dragons. Let's just start. Invoke. No, I want. How do I create a transaction? Oh. Invoke. There we go. So, Dominia. I have the product, cold foil. I can't like add it. Weird. Maybe I do have them in there now. Interesting. A little too pricey for your taste, but yeah, they're still pretty good, I'd say. Oh, I did get them in here. Okay, it is in here. It says I have 2. I don't, but whoop. No, stop. Hold on. I'm still learning it. Still learning it. Let's just delete it all together. Create a collection. Marvel Dragons. Yeah, because theoretically I could just do pre-populated. This is probably what I should have done. Uprising. And then I just did the Marvels. Cold foils. So we remove Icelander because we don't care. I mean, we might as well keep the Ashwings in there too. Phoenix Flame, we can get out of here. So this is all the dragons in Marvel. And like, look at that. Like, these are their market prices. Like $13 for one, $13 for Zerakai, $13 for Necria, $13 for Uvia. And even if we just go to their low, right now we're at $5.57. Right? Let's just make sure that's right. $5.57. And this is going to be the low pricing now, $4.06. So $5.57 to $4.06, it's $150 off for what they're selling on TCG Player right now. $12, $12, $12, $12.50, $13. Like, this is a steal. This is a steal. Now, of course, we're not putting into consideration maybe their condition, right? Because $14, if we look up Asvali, right? Invoke Asvali Marvel. So $16.99 for the cheapest cold foil. Then there is this one here, which is $14, but it doesn't include the shipping. So because it doesn't include shipping prices, is probably why it's looking at it like, oh, it's $14. But even still, like $18 for look at this thing. Are you serious? So if you wanted to get every one of them, let's just assume, right? 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. I'd imagine these are going to be much more expensive. let's just assume 20 a piece, right? Just like on an assumption. Maybe 15 for the ones that aren't really used. So 15, 30, 45, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 190. Because these are always used, 190. So $190 gets you all of them, besides the Majestic versions. So you get the Majestics here. These are a little bit more expensive, about $100 a piece, like $275 for all three of them. Man. But that's cool. So we've got Marvel Dragons. I'm going to edit that picture. Do they have Tomultai? They don't. Kyloria is fine. Did it not change? It didn't change. I didn't save it. I didn't save it. There it goes. Perfect. So yeah, I think a lot of that is really, really like, this is just like a great way to like do this. So very excited to see what's going to come through with that, because I want to use this as the way for me to be making what's the word? When I make like master set videos, I want to be able to go ahead and utilize this data to show that off, right? Probably just using market pricing, because it's just going to be the easiest thing for it. So, yeah. Let's see. I've had a Gorilla song stuck in my head all day. All day. All week, really, honestly. So, okay. Let me get this on out of here. But yeah, I'd be curious when they come out. I'm wondering how quickly they're going to come out with the part the Mistveil stuff. I'm also curious to see, because they also have it really nice. They have it set up here to where they have local game store promos, hero card promos, tournament legal promos, judge promos, and non-tournament legal promos. So I wanted to collect these guys here, so I think I'm going to do that. What's up, Riddlerman? How are you, my man? How's it going? It's my turn to play around with Findel's collection. How in the world are ya? Cold foils, rainbow foils, non-foils. Interesting. Yeah, no kidding. The guy I talked to who gave me the sponsorship information was really, really nice. So it's because they're only promos? I gotta check that. Interesting. I think it's just because they're only promos. But yeah, so I'm excited to check it out and see what's going on. I made a couple collections so far. Some stuff I wanted to check out. I like that they have all this stuff over here with the market pricing. I like their EV tracker. But it's going to help a lot whenever I make the if I'm going to be making more master set videos. I just wanted to have like I wanted to have a way to track all of that, because I want to do a kind of like a month by month basis as to like where it was, where it is now, where it was, where it is now. And so I think this is going to be a good spot to be in. And the fact that I can give people a free month of subscription for it is really, really nice too. And then anything after that is a nice little kickback for me. And it's only $3. Like, you know, they're not even asking for an arm and a leg for you guys to use like this insane amount of data that they're collecting. So the only thing I do wish is I wish that, and I don't know whether or not they're going to have access to it or be able to get access to it eventually in the future, but TCG Player is a great place for like the people in the States to use as like a base level of what the secondary market is looking like. But having access to card market also is super valuable because a lot of people overseas don't have access to TCG Player. So, oh, have they? Look, okay, look at that. Yeah. I actually did try joining the Discord, but for some reason it's not allowing me to. So I'll have to double check. Yeah, I will. I'm definitely going to be talking with them a little bit about it. There's a couple things. Really, it's only one thing so far. Two, if you're technically counting the card market thing, card market data, and also a dark mode. Because I feel like if your app doesn't have a dark mode, then you're kind of, it's not like blatantly super bright, but definitely isn't a dark mode. And I would like that. But I liked everything about it. I like seeing the trends. There is a dark mode? Where? Is it in here? I don't see it. I was like, I don't see a dark mode. Maybe. Well, like I said, not the end of the world, right? Yeah, I think it'll be super, you know, as long as they have it, it'll be great. And then probably like a phone app is the only other thing that like I'd think about, but that's a lot more than just like, yeah, like I just want this little tweak here. It's like, I want you to also make it for mobile. But I'm sure they're working on that too, right? The more people they're getting into this, the better off they're working on it. So, but I'm just happy that I'm able to. This is something that I genuinely, I spoke about this earlier, but like something that I'm really, really happy about is the fact that it's really easy to make a master set in here. Because like, even if I wanted to do like a full play set of things, right? If I do, let's just say bright lights, right? I wanted to do a master set of everything, but I wanted to do 3 copies for play sets. You can force equipment and weapons to have quantity of 1 and force cold foils to have quantity of 1. This is like crazy good because I should be able to just confirm that into there. Oh, I needed to type a name. That's probably why that other one didn't work. Bright lights master set. Boom. And so now, boom, like they add this in here. You've got 3 already dead rainbow foils. The rainbow foils, you can have, 3 of them, right? Technically, like this one, you're not going to need 3, but you can go in and do like some small tweaking for yourself to kind of change that up. But being able to have the multiple versions of them, if you're trying to do like full play sets of things, you know, having weapons and equipment already be set specifically to not have multiple versions of them. So like Evo Circuit Breaker, the Marvel cold foil, just 1. Same deal with these guys here. The equipment, only needing 1 of. But, oh man. 40. I should have just bought this freaking cold foil. I bought Shriek Rate. So back when I was buying, this is my own thing. Back when I was buying cards for Assassin, I bought these 2 also. It's kind of dark. I realize you can't see them, but I bought Shriek Razors and Redback Shroud because I was like, I think these cards are probably going to be doing something sometime soon, and I want to pick them up while they're like under $10. It was like $15, I think, for Shriek Razors, and I think it was like $7 for Redback Shroud. And I was like, they might not do anything right now, but getting legendaries for an insanely cheap price, very good. Started my own list of trying to track the cold foil equipment for my Clash box. So I'll start it off and then probably put my hand together my trade. There you go. There you go. Sounds good. Do you want the code? Let me know if you want the code, Nathan. It's a free month. You put in your card information, and then next month it'll just charge you if you don't decide to cancel. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You just let me know. I have it available here. I'm going to make I think maybe either today. It'll have to be today. I'm going to make like an ad video. The ad is probably only going to get put into collection videos, right? If we're going to talk about collections or the market, it's probably the only time it's ever going to go in there. So you don't have to worry about it coming up in the middle of like a Clash Bash video or a deck tech video or something of the sort. Because I think that's one of the best things. Something I always enjoy about working with other companies is them giving me the freedom to utilize and talk about their program whenever I want. In Finals Collection, they were specifically like, we don't want to hinder whatever you're doing. So like you can just plug us whenever you feel like you want to plug us. And if anybody signs up with your code, you get like a kickback for that. So I'm like, sick. Like, that's pretty cool to get that set up. So and I'm also very happy that we're still living in channel member world. We got more and more. We still only have one channel member so far, but I wanted to start doing maybe some giveaways and stuff. Not like a ton of them. I think like maybe like one a month. I want to do like a giveaway because I want to give back to the community as much as you guys give to me. And I have so many freaking cards. Part of me just wants to like make a Clash deck, just build a Clash deck, and then just do a giveaway in the middle of the month, and then have that way I can just like start giving these Clash decks to people instead of me just sitting on all this bulk inside my house. So it's kind of what I did. I think I told you guys way back when Heavy Hitters came out. I say way back. I think it was like February. Does anybody else feel like February was like yesterday? I can't even believe it's almost the end of April. What? Like what? But I made for my LGS, the TO that does the stuff for LGS opened like 2 cases of Heavy Hitters, and he was like, I don't need any of this bulk, so you can take it. And then he was like, if you want, you can make decks for people. Or well, he didn't say this. I said this because I was like, well, what I can do is I can make a bunch of pre-made decks out of the bulk for people to play with. If you're just trying to get people to play the game, you can sell them obviously, or you can just give them out to people because it's just bulk. Like if you don't care about it enough as is, don't worry about it. But so I made like what, I don't know, like maybe like 18 decks or something for them. No, it was like 3 of each hero. So yeah, 18. Like 18 decks for them. And I was just like, here you go. It comes with all the tokens and everything that you're going to need. So very important. Oh, okay. Let me see. This is the, oh, okay, I see. So let me put this on this screen here. I'm going to go ahead and vote, see what this is like. So we're doing polls, best of 1 games for the regular season. I'm down for this. I mainly suggested doing the best of 3 because I figured more people would be interested in playing a variety of heroes since the games go so quickly, which is why I suggest the best of 3. But best of 1, if that's what's going to get people in the door, I'm fine doing a best of 1. You can play another player up to 2 games. 4 unique players in a season, but you cannot play the same hero twice against the opponent. So you can play. So if you beat a player, you can play them again, but you do have to switch decks. And you have to go against at least 4 players, 4 unique players in the season. So, okay. So that's fine. I don't think that's a terrible idea. Because that's essentially just what we're doing now, right? It's like if you want to do a best of 3, you can, right? So this is just you can play more of the times if you want. Sure, I'm down for that. Regular season 7 weeks. We did this as 9 weeks, right? So, I mean, I think shortening it is great because it puts a lot of pressure, and it also doesn't go through so many. It doesn't go through so many competitive seasons, because I feel like that was our big struggle, right? Is that we had a lot of people who were like, I needed to go and do this pro event thing or this organized play thing or this organized play thing, and they never ended up coming on to the stream or coming on and playing. So, I mean, I'm fine with it being shorter. Change rules to have less emphasis on paper play since there's been a good experience with Talishar. I don't mind that so much. As much as I wish that we'd play more in paper, I realize that it is very convenient to play on Talishar. I guess like what I don't want to do is I don't want to give I like paper play because it allows for, mistakes to be made, and there's no undo buttons and none of that stuff. And I realize we're not making this like a serious competitive thing right now, but I feel like playing in paper supports the game, whereas people don't even need to buy cards if we're just doing it on Talishar. And I don't want, not that we're trying to like appease LSS, right? But like, I don't want the people of LSS, the people who go through all this content at some point, because we might be little fish in a big pond right now, but all it takes is for, Brian Gottlieb or James White to come across one of the videos and be like, all right, they're just playing Talishar. I'm not going to promote this to other people. So I don't know. Putting a top 8 requirement. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I also feel like I think I would prefer it in paper, personally. I get that it's difficult to do that for some people, especially with people being all around the world and having different lives and so on and so forth. But I just feel like paper play is what LSS wants. And if we're going to look good in the eyes of not just the company, but also of the general community space of Flesh and Blood, I feel like trying to promote paper more often is beneficial, just because I'm not personally a Talishar believer. I think Talishar is something that does kind of ruin Flesh and Blood. I might go down in a ball of flames for that, but I did vote no for that. But that's just my whole thing. I have a whole thing on Talishar. Like, it's convenient. Don't get me wrong. Incredibly convenient to just be like, cool, take this deck list, throwing it up, playing a game, seeing how it does. And it's convenient even more specifically for Classic Constructed because you don't have to spend like $800 on a deck if you're not comfortable playing it because you can't get the hang of it online. No, I know. Like you said, right? We're putting it up to vote, so I don't mind it either way. Theoretically, like honestly, if I have to play on Talishar and it's easier for my opponent to play on Talishar than in paper, it's whatever. But if I want to play in paper, I'll ask my opponent if they want to play in paper, and if they don't have the stuff to play in paper, I'll play them on Talishar. Not the end of the world for me. It's just a personal experience. Top 8 will continue to be best of 3, but you lock in 3 decks. However, you must choose and declare which 2 decks at the start of the match you are using. So your opponent's going to lay out 3 decks and you ban one, essentially. Kind of like in League, where you're able to like ban heroes, or ban champions from your opponent playing, or your opponent's team from playing. I feel like that's not terrible, but I also feel like it kind of I don't know how I feel about it. Because top 8, it being at best of 3 is fine, right? And if they do 3, let's just assume, let's just take like commoner stuff, for instance. If I choose Bravo, Icelander, and Ira, I'm gonna have to go, okay, cool. Well, my decks are awful into Icelander, so I'm gonna ban Icelander and then just pick Bravo and Ira. But then your opponent's gonna go, okay, well, both my decks are awful into just one of into most of your heroes, but one of them worse, so I'm going to ban that one, and then we're going to have to go with the other 2. I don't think it's a terrible idea, right? It again gets us more data, right, for this. Start from what should we use? Well, then at that point, why don't you just pick 2 decks? I don't think you need to pick 3 and then pick 2. Because then I guess you can switch between, right? Like you can go, okay, match 1, I'm going to choose Icelander and Ira, but then match 2, I watched my opponent's game and I saw that they were playing a bunch of brutes, so I'm going to bring Bravo and Icelander this time. So I guess it all depends on like how much data is open source. Because like we're all going to be able to look at the deck lists that we submit. Are they private until something happens? Okay, so it's all open. So I'll know what each of my opponents is playing, and I can just choose to bring the 2 best decks that go into their decks. Because, like, I don't think it's terrible, because that means that you can then go, you can choose a control, you can choose a mid-range, and you can choose, control, mid-range, and aggro, right? You can choose one of each of these, and then you can just go, okay, I'm going to see what my opponent's into, and just hope that they don't choose a hero that's bad or that's good into you, I guess, right? But they probably will. Okay. So that's good. Like darker? I think it's just the lighting, honestly. I don't have my my ring light on, but it could be. I've been wanting to dye my hair again, but I don't know if I want to do that. I wouldn't exactly say it's confusing. I mean, it certainly gives it certainly gives a lot of options, which is very good. But I feel like it's, what's the word? What am I thinking of? It is, I don't know. Maybe it's not. Yeah. Like it's just kind of unnecessary. Maybe I'm just gonna vote no. And if it happens, it happens. I'm not gonna. These aren't like I'm not gonna participate in the event if I don't do anything kind of options. I'm literally just putting them in my 2 cents. Now, the MST season no ban list, I am for that. I think that's going to be freaking crazy. I would genuinely like to see whether or not any of these heroes are just like so stupid and busted in these formats. Because like I just can't imagine that being the case. I cannot imagine that there are cards that are just so insanely good that it's like, yep, any hero running this build is just nuts. But I don't know. And when we say no ban list, right, are we talking just strictly like the Ball Lightning and the Belittle and the Stubbies and all that? Or are we talking like all of it, like Rosetta Thorn able to be used on every Runeblade? Freaking drone and Duskblade are able to be used. Like free reign, just make a crazy deck and go with it. Restricted stays, ban list is gone. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so Rosetta Storm will stay restricted. Command and Conquer is only available in Emperor, not in Shiana. And then the Figments are all Prism specializations, not able to be used in Shiana, though. And so Commoner ban is suspended, Duskblade and Drone. So Duskblade, Drone, and the Commoner bans are free reign now. God, I hope Drone doesn't screw things up, because I'm going to make a Drone deck. I think I have Drones of Brutality, too. I have that. Drone Ira, I think, is gonna rock some face. Play Drone Ira and Duskblade Jane. It'd be pretty good. Chain even runs Duskblade. It probably, because they can't run Rosetta, right? Pay 1 to attack. When you attack with Duskblade, if you played an attack action card and a non-attack action card this turn, you get a +1 counter. Beginning of your end phase, if you haven't played an attack action card and a non-attack action card this turn, move all +1/+1 counters from Duskblade. Yeah, I think this is going to be kind of ridiculous, actually. I think Duskblade is going to be pretty stupid. It's going to be good in Briar. It's going to be good in Vincent. It's going to be good in... Ugh. Man, I'm not against freeing something like Ball Lightning. I think Ball Lightning is... Because, like, from what I hear, Ball Lightning was banned because I think it was like one of the first like commoner events that were happening at like a big like organized play thing. I think Pheno Black was playing like Ball Lightning Briar or something, and he was playing Belittle and Ball Lightning in the deck, and just like absolutely crushed it to the point where he went up to James White or went up to the judges or some developer and was just like, why do you even let these cards exist? This is just way too ridiculous. And that's like why they're not in there anymore. But Ball Lightning, I think, is pretty good. Instead, it deals that much damage +1. It's just like bing, 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 bing. It's just hitting everything. So, and it's an attack that's got go again. It's a no block. 0 for 3 blocks, nothing. I've never. It's so funny. These cards that are banned, I just like don't know anything about them. But we'll have to see if the top 8 ends up being, you know, Duskblade drone decks with, you know, some kind of insane ball lightning belittle combos or something like that. And I think it's enough to the point where it's like, all right, cool. Well, we'll see if it works or if it doesn't. But I'm gonna get more people into it. I'm curious whether or not any of the creators that we've gotten to do the actual casting are willing to just cast, or if they want to or if they're going to want to actually play in it, because that'd be fun. It'd be fun to get some casters in here to play. Something else I know Ro made a right. I guess I mean like Mo Bogsley and Elaine and William, like if they're down to get into it, right? They're, you know, not that Pat obviously doesn't have his own place, but like I feel like those three kind of have like a higher standing amongst like the community of people. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't like seen any of Pat's content, I guess. So, and he's my opponent in the top 8. So. But what was I gonna say? I just think it'd be fun to get more people into it. You gotta do that thing. We're doing a clash. Oh, nice. There you go. That's fun. You're a celebrity now? I mean, no, not really. I don't personally think so. But you know what's funny? So actually, I was going to bring this up, Nathan. You know, so you got called the Clash guy in the Phuket live stream chat, right? That's where you got called the Clash guy, because you were chit chatting in there, and they're like, "Oh wait, you're the Clash guy, right?" Because funny enough, I had that exact same thing happen to me, but in person, and it was very interesting. Because I went to my first ProQuest after this year. I went to my first ProQuest, and I walked in, and I was just looking around. I've never been to this shop before, and I was just like, yeah, we're just whatever. We're just here to check out. I didn't really like know a whole bunch of people outside of the people from my LGS. But I'm just like hanging out and vibing, and I'm trying to, I go run to the counter because I'm like 30 minutes late from doors opening, and I got to fill up my deck list. And somebody, when I get in, I take a look at somebody who's just like, they've got like a tablet and they're just like sitting there. And I had thought it was the person who like was at the store, like ran the store. And I was like, "Oh, hey, man, like, how you doing?" And he looked like oddly familiar. And I was like, I don't know why he looks so incredibly familiar to me, but I can't remember. And as I pass him, he's just like, "Oh, hey, the Clash guy's here." And I'm like, I was like, "What?" I was like, "Are you talking to me?" He's like, "Yeah, I see your stuff pop up in the Discord all the time. You're the guy who does all the Clash content." And I'm like, "You watch the stuff?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course I do." I was like, "What?" And it turns out that I actually met him when I first moved to Colorado. and I went to go meet up with Joey, previously known from Decks and Drafts. And when I met up with him, I met up with a whole bunch of people up in that area, and I met Stu, the TO for it, for this ProQuest, or not the TO, a judge. Sorry, he was the judge for the event. And so I was just like, that's where I know you from. And so I just like caught up with him and stuff. And I just thought it was really cool that I was like, well, I guess people are, in fact, just watching the Discord a whole bunch, aren't they? So, but I also got called the Clash guy. So now we have to fight for this title. And we'll fight in the top 8 of Clash. And you'll probably win. But that was fun. That was a good time. I had a good time looking at that, and true. But something I did want to bring up though, because I saw that that Ro brought it up, and it was about like scheduled games. And I feel like that is like, I don't want to like, I guess, like disqualify people from doing things, right? Because I feel like this feels significantly worse. But I do feel like it puts a level of pressure on an individual to like make it for their match. Whereas this was just like, we had a lot of people sign up, but only half of the people who signed up actually played their game. And I feel like if they were scheduled to, have somebody contact them or them contact somebody else, have them contact their opponent to say like, hey, I want to get this game together. Can we do that this week? What time works best for you? So on and so forth. And if it's just the best one, it's like 30 minutes of their day, right? Easy peasy. But I understand that obviously putting a schedule on somebody is a little difficult, but the laid back stuff of this, for me personally, I think that I just have the opposite, where I literally never play the people and people bail and I get locked to the opponent. And if they bail, right, then we know to drop them from the event, right? If they bail and they're just like, I can't, like, I don't have the time for this, actually, like a lot of stuff just recently came up, I can't do it, we can bail, we can drop them from the event, and we can just go, no worries, you didn't pay anything to get into it, so just kind of, let us know if you want it on the next one and if you can make it, but otherwise it's not the end of the world. Because like, if I can't, if I can't get scheduled into a opponent and make the time for that, I just get distracted. I end up, my whole thing with this is that I was really, really excited to get all my games done in like the first week. And then I realized I didn't have any of my cards. And then I was like, well, I got to keep making stuff for content. Oh, wait, I got to keep doing this. And like, I thought about something else, and I didn't like prioritize this. But if it's on a time schedule of like a week, right, we have to play like one opponent a week, maybe we can even get 2 games in at the time. If they have like an hour and a half, we might be able to get 2 games in. But at least that way we know early on people who are willing to play and who are not. Obviously, if they're wanting to drop, then they can just drop, right? We can drop them from the event and just go, no worries, come in for the next one. We'll be happy to have you. Or if they're just like, yeah, I can't make my game this week, I'll take the loss and I'll just try again for the next one. Here's the matchups for the whole season. Figure it out and you can go. I mean, like, I don't think we need to go that far ahead. I think just like knowing where people are at throughout the weeks is going to be more consistent, because if like week 1, we have a general idea of who's playing and who goes against who. Week 2, we're able to then drop whoever wants to be dropped. And if people are wanting to come back in after they take a loss or whatever, if we can provide the evidence that, they are not able to do their game this week, then we can just make sure to record that and be like, yeah, like they're going to want to play next week though, because maybe they just like to play, right? They just want a place to play. So that could be a thing. I think if we just do it week by week and we set it up just like how, just get it bracketed so that way we can see and just go, okay, cool. Like this is what we're looking at. But yeah, I think that's just a bit more structured. And I feel that's the other thing too, is I feel like a lot of players are committed more when it's structured like that. Cause I remember even looking at, obviously I know Ro brought this up, but let's see. What in the world? I think Pat brought it up too, like early on in the season. I have to find it. It's got to be around here somewhere. But essentially, he was just like, yeah, I don't actually even know like what's happening here. Like I don't like there's just no structure, and because there's no structure other than just be like, yeah, just play people whenever you can, a lot of people just ended up getting distracted and not doing anything. So I feel like that is counterproductive, and we're giving people a little too much leeway. It's obviously still casual, like a very casual event, and we don't want it to be like, well, okay, but that's also why we don't have an entry point thing. I'm sure if people spent $10 to get into the event, they'd be a lot more on top of their game to be like, yeah, I paid for this event. I'm going to play in it. Right. But because it was free and then also nobody like did anything there, it ended up not working out. Yeah. So also I will send you that message real quick here, because I realized you sent me that. And like 2 hours ago. I apologize. So, yeah, it's been brought up several times, and I think it's just like if structure is what's going to keep people in, I'd rather it be structured than not structured, because I don't want people to think like, oh yeah, like, I have to adhere to this schedule or whatever. If it doesn't end up working out and they're really like, yeah, I just can't do it, then we get it, right? It's not the end of the world. Okay. We'll commit to next Friday, Nathan. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like and that way it gives them like an idea, because while we have that list that shows us like who's won more matches and who hasn't, it's very simple caveman brain thing to be like, I want to look at a bracket and I want to see how well I'm doing and how well these people are doing compared to myself, and see it at a bracket level and just kind of go, okay, cool. Like, I'm in bottom seed because I went 0-2, and I get to go against somebody who also went 0-2, as opposed to me being like, yeah, I have to go against this guy who's undefeated and then this guy who's undefeated. And then because these are the only people who are active, right? Like this guy's undefeated, this guy's 3-1, this guy's 3-1. And it's like, cool. The only people I haven't faced are the people who are winning and playing more often. So it might not, I don't know, might not work out that way. That way we can face people who aren't doing great into other people who also aren't doing great. Instead of it being like, yeah, like if you're not doing great and now you're seated against the best player we have on here because you just haven't faced them yet. I feel like it doesn't help out a lot. So yeah, throw it into the poll. I'd be curious to see. Where in the world is... Oop. Yeah, so that's probably the only thing I'd end up working with there. So I'd say scheduled games, 7 weeks is fine. That gives us like, uh, absolutely. Because if people are better about, because that way they can also fit this into their schedule as to being like, I'll push it to the side, I'll push it to the side, I'll push it to the side, and then it's like week 7, and they're like, shoot, I didn't get any games in. But now it's like, cool, okay, if they're going to prioritize stuff outside of the Clash Bash League, then that's totally fine. We just want to know, right? Because if it turns out, like we did, we had 16 people sign up for the event and only 8 people are playing. So I'd rather we know by round 2 or 3 who is available in it, or who's actually still playing. Because I was even looking at the prize thing that we had set up. I'm sure that's going to vary a little bit, but the prize thing we had set up, I was just like, we can't even give out like any of these prizes because nobody played Merchant, as far as I know. I don't think they're going to play it in top 8. Nobody played Merchant. Nobody went 0-8. The only body who went on an undefeated losing streak, or a more defeated losing streak, I should say, is Darth, right? Darth Prentice. But he only lost 3 games or something like that. So yeah, winner gets a mat seems to just be the case. So there were a lot of things that did not like equate into a lot of it. I'd like to give like something to everybody in top 8, right? Just like we can raffle off something, or we can spin a wheel or whatever, do a marble race, give out a pack or something. I'm not going to have any loose product on me, but I also think that we should only be giving out prizes to the people who are participating. So we have to take like the 8 people who are in the top 8, and those are the people who will get prizing. Because if those people are going to participate, then they should be getting the prizes, as opposed to it being like everybody who entered gets a chance at X thing. Because then it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. We could just do that, right? We could literally just, first place gets a playmat. Get a prize. You had to play 8 games. Oh, was that it? You had to play 8 games to get a prize? To like guarantee a prize, though, right? Not like a not to like enter into a raffle thing or whatever. To get into the running. I see. Right. Yeah. Yeah, because with only 8 people being in the league, you need 9 in order to get 8 games in, and you can't do that. So, but I think it's fine even if we just raffle off some stuff for people in the top 8. But let's figure out our winners first, and then we'll raffle off anything else. So that way we can just give the playmat to whoever wins, and then, yeah, we can give the playmat to whoever wins, and then we can give out, a second and third place prize of maybe like an RTN Brother in Arms, and third place gets just like I can give them like a Red Hot or something, and then promo, and then 4th through 8th place get into a raffle for some other promo. But part of me still kind of wants to. I think I'm curious. I'm curious to see what. I still want to get the winner a trophy. You still like the trophy idea? Because I want to get. I know somebody who has a 3D printer here, and I really want them to make just like a small, just like a small itty bitty trophy. That's just got like, I don't know, it's like an iconic thing for Clash. Maybe we can just get like the Clash logo or something. Like it would be like Clash Season 1 League Champion, and then have like their name etched in it, or their username etched in it. Just like, because like that way it's like a lot more this is how that's like personally how I would want to run a tournament, is just like wanting to get it out there, the mailing it around the world. Yeah, that is rough, but I think if you put it in a small box, that's what it's probably gonna be like $30 to send it around the world or something. But if it's small, yeah, put it in a tiny box, like a box you'd put like a candle in almost. You just put a bunch of bubble wrap around that thing, and then you just shoot it out. I don't think it's a bad idea, but I just like the concept. I feel like even though it's something that's like fairly insignificant, like obviously it's not like, oh man, like this is my greatest achievement is I won the Clash Bash League Season 1. It is something that like if you end up winning a lot of them, you can check out the trophies, because I think that's something that a lot of players want, is a trophy. Something that I consider the cold foils that I win at armories to be like trophies to me. But that's not personalized directly to me. That's personalized to something else. But like a trophy you can get for winning like a pro tour, that crystal trophy or that glass trophy, whatever that is, I think it's cool. Yeah, I saw that, like a championship series. I think it'd be fun too, just to do like a custom fun hero card. I think it'd be nice. Gosh, this is significantly more expensive. I should cut this. Yeah, that'd be fun, right? Like if you get like first and second place get an invite to the finalists get an invite to the championship series. I don't know, something to just like be fun, a fun sportsman-like thing like Clash. I feel like you're just able to do a lot, so I feel like it works out pretty well. So Mm-hmm. And that's really it. You know, we're not trying to like, you know, Clash is a format in which we're just trying to like push to other people, and we want other people to have fun, and it's great for newcomers, and it's great for people who just have an internet connection and they can't get to an LGS. It's great for people who, you know, just like to play Flesh and Blood at a very like mediocre budget level. I feel like the young formats go significantly quicker. It still has a lot of that close Flesh and Blood feel to it. And when we figure out like testing through the league, you know, we get to learn more about new heroes, and like that's the sad part too, right? The MST season is like, oh cool, I definitely want to play things like Dustblade Chain and Ira Drone of Brutality, but like I really want to play Zen and New and Enigma and like try them all out. So I think we got to figure, you and I have to figure out a time together after we get, if we end up getting these decks, because I'm probably going to get these decks, where I wanted to test out these heroes, and we can just do like a webcam game where we both go against one another, and we can put it on the Clash Hub as just like a fun thing, and I can put it on my channel too. So we do definitely have to get more games in. I feel like the general play of like watching the gameplay for Clash has been doing very well. Oh, this just came out. I forgot I had a video posted for today. We have a new video out. You can check it out. Freaking Ira versus KO Berserker Runt. Yeah, like some of them do like real well. They're not like amazing, but they're pretty good. Sick. Sick. I also have to make more. Looks like a lot of the votes for the Commoner and Clash videos wanted separate videos for each deck, but with gameplay. So I need to work on that too. I mean, I think they're fun to watch. You know, I just think there's not a whole immediate ton of interest in Clash, and it's not promoted by like LSS. So like when you go to LSS's website, you know, when you go to Flesh and Blood website and you look at the formats and there isn't Clash, I think even the worst part is knowing that Clash is a keyword in Flesh and Blood now, not just like a fan-made format. So people could be like, Clash? Oh, you're playing Clash Dromai, so you're running Test of Strength? That's kind of wild. You know, but I think that they're getting some traction. I mean, obviously I have a lot of people who are watching them. I've got about at least somewhere between 200 to 400 views on most of the Clash gameplay. I also, of course, post them on Fabrary, so you get to see them there too. Just kind of you know, bringing them out to other people. Yeah. Try to throw the top 8 on February. That'd be fun. Yep. But that's pretty much it, you know? Like a lot of it is just like I throw it out there. If people like it, they like it. If they don't like it, I have it up there. And eventually, you know, especially with how frequently I try to do like 3 uploads a week, try to do like a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday. So like by the time the weekend comes around, people are able to watch a whole bunch of content. If they haven't already, I get a bunch of games in. I think what I just want to do is I want to make, you know, I think like even like I should check because I'm curious. The Flesh and Blood Estonia, these guys, the Estonian community, all they do is post like games. Like this is all they do is they just post games. And so that's all they do. And they're, you know, they're growing as is. They don't have like any other things. I think what a lot of people tend to end up watching sometimes, which is what I got to get kind of like figured out, is have like a talking head video in between those matches. Because a lot of people don't, like, I don't end up discussing a lot of stuff that happens with competitive stuff. I don't do many things with like collections, or I do a lot of stuff with collections. Collections is probably like the one big thing that I do focus on, but I don't talk about like what heroes are good in these formats, what heroes are bad. And I feel like I could do that a little bit more because I'm sure people want to know, right? They want to know what like a tier list is, because like the amount of people who go into the commoner, the purple Discord, and they go to the commoner section, the amount of people who it's their first time posting in that section. They go down there and they go, what's the meta for commoner right now? And for the past like 2 years, it's just been Ira and Icelander. Like Ira, Icelander, Bravo, Ira, Icelander, Bravo, Ira, Icelander, Bravo, Chain. But then Stubby's got banned, so no longer Chain. So who's to say? But I just like being able to, you know, have that out there. Everybody kind of just wants to play what they want. And that's really important. Oh yeah, no, I saw that like even you know, I'm the only one playing Dromai, and Dromai has won a decent amount of games. You know, freaking okay on Betsy. Betsy's been slamming through stuff, right? And the fact that we see Betsy at the power there is huge. I also realized how stupid I was when I still have to make I have to make thumbnails for them, but I think I have OK's games coming up next week. And God, man, I am so pissed because there were so many situations in which I was like, I could have changed that game. Yeah, I like what you did with the analysis sheet. I think it's really, really good being able to be like, yeah, okay, like this is what we're looking at here. This is what we have set up for it. I was showing it off just recently, I believe. Because the analysis sheet, it really just kind of shows everything here. I was showing it off earlier. How it's just like, cool, you get to see, right, how all this works out. Who's doing well, who isn't, like what's their win rate. Like Vincent has a 75% win rate. Katsu, 4 games with Katsu. Katsu has a 100% win rate right now into the format. And it's probably just because I don't know who else is playing Ira. I guess it's just me. Because I've only done that, yeah. But like Ira's also got like a decent percentage into this. So if we like sort this by, I wish I knew how to sort it by percentage. I don't know how to do that. I can't like, it's obviously only view, but if you're looking at it from a percentage range, you know, you've got 100% win on Katsu. Whoop. Oh, are you changing it right now? You might be. There it is. Yeah. So Katsu's got a 100% win rate. Reinar has a 100% win rate. Prism has a 100% win rate. Yoji has a 100% win rate. And then it's Ira and Vincent, Arachne Olympia, Icelander Betsy. Like Katsu and Reinar being in the top is pretty crazy. Prism, I haven't done a whole lot with Prism. I know you're like freaking out about Prism. I saw in the Discord. You're just like she's kind of being slept on. This is kind of ridiculous how like insane she is. And then Yoji, obviously, I mean Yoji's had a place here, it seems, so that extra health. But I like this. I like being able to like look through and be like, oh yeah, look at this. Like KO has a 0% win rate into the format, which is wild to me because I did not think that KO was going to do this bad. Like, at all. I did not think 5 games of KO. I saw this, the second I saw this hero, I was like, this is going to be really good in Clash. Awful. Hasn't been doing great. Briar, Uzuri, KO, other KO. It's rough. This is like the rough one here. KO Berserker Run, like, man, it's hard to win with that hero. But, I mean, even Riptide doing 33%, it's not bad. Right? I thought KO would do nuts stuff. Yeah, Prism, I think Prism Advent to Thrones might have, like, not a bad tech. I'm just not sure how to play her. You know? I just don't know. I don't know enough on how to play her, so... But it is cool, like, yeah, like having all this here, like showing the win rates into these heroes. Like, and it's insane because like you look at all this data and it's literally just 8 people playing a bunch of Clash, and it's like, what? Like, all this data is at 0%, but we haven't like done this. That's like, I feel like we should have like we should do like a data analysis. You know how like the spike feeders do a thing where they put a hero through a gauntlet, and they have like 10 here. Maybe it's not 10 heroes, but like maybe like 5 heroes they go up against, and that's like a series for them, is like to see how they stack up against those heroes. I feel like we should do that and then take like data for it and do it kind of like the same analysis and get more of this data into here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think Prism definitely has a great shot. I also think Reinar is slept on. I think Reinar is such a good hero. I almost am thinking about building. I don't have everything for Reinar, so like I wouldn't be able to have it done. Of course, obviously I could play on Talishar, but I love Reinar. I mean, just the concept of barraging beatdown, pack hunt, or like barraging beatdown, show no mercy. Like that is nasty. That is nasty to think that it's like, okay, cool. You've got intimidate. They have 1 card left in hand. Can't block with that 1 card to block out everything. This show no mercy is then going to be coming in. What is it? If it's 2 red show no mercies, let's just assume. I did. I guess I muted my thing anyway. So barraging beatdown, right? That was the so this 2 barraging beatdowns into this is a 14 damage, maybe 17 damage attack for 1 blue. This is crazy. You imagine coming in for 17? Card's good. Not to mention, like I said, you can play the Bonebreaker Bellow, and you can pitch, or you can drop a freaking you can drop a 6, and then you'll have +5 to your next brute attack, and then swing with club. Romping Club. So it'll be +1 to Romping Club because you discarded a 6 for 5, and then it's 5 more for a red Bone Bell Breaker. Off of, what is that, 3 resources? You play 3 resources, you play a Bone Breaker, discarded 6, play Romping Club for 10. Intimidate 1. 1 Intimidate. So yeah. I mean, Intimidate's really good. And it's even better in low health formats, because it's like you really want to block with stuff like really bad. And so if it's literally just like intimidate, oh no, I got rid of your D-reacts in your hand and you have nothing in arsenal, you're going to take damage and you're going to get hurt really bad. So Rhinar is a hero I've been thinking about playing. I might play it next season, because that might be really, really fun. Because this card exists. Yeah. Because this card exists, and that is stupid. Oh, God. Oh, no. This is dumb. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Oh my God. I'm playing Rhinar next season all day. All day. Oh, just like discard a 6. Okay, it goes to the bottom of my deck. Intimidate. And then you can run those. I think Reincarnate's the other one too. It's discarded at random. I don't care. That's also really good. Three for 7. That's math, baby. You run the reds and the blue, or the reds and the yellows. Ugh. Man. This is gonna be disgusting. Oh my God, it's gonna be so gross. That's gonna be nasty. I'm excited. I'm excited for next season. I'm excited for the end of this season. I think, we're going to get top 8 started and going. And we just have this week starting Sunday. So we have from Sunday to Saturday to do our games. Right? Is it all of our games, or is it just the first one? Like if I beat Pat, do I then get to... Okay, just the first. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Well, good. Good. All right. Well, I am probably going to go ahead and pop on out of here. Going to get some stuff set up around the house. Do some laundry maybe, and then I have to get my ad video made, and then I also kind of want to do a collection video too. So maybe we'll get that set up for, maybe I'll release that tomorrow or Sunday. Hopefully we can get something like that going, and then we will get more Clash content out for you, because I already have 4 more games edited and ready. I just need to make a thumbnail for them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, get that all set up for next week, so I don't have to worry about uploads for next week, and then we'll just go on from there. So very excited. Very, very exciting. Exciting stuff. Again, for those of you guys who want to check this out, we did do a little walkthrough of Findell's collection, the website where you guys can track all your data for your Flesh and Blood collection. If you did want to go ahead and use my promo code, I have a promo code. It's all capitals. It's Ash TCG, all one word. That gets you a month of free subscription to Findell's collection, and then every month after that, it's only like $3 a month, which is insane. So crazy good price for something like this to give you all this good data. If you're really big into collections, it is something I do suggest, but it is free outside of that, so it's not like you are forced into anything. You just don't get to see your gains and losses, which is kind of what you want to see. So anyway, that is all for me today. Been a pleasure. As always, we are continuing to grow the channel every single day. We're getting more and more subscribers, so always thankful for that. I want to try to do maybe a giveaway sometime at near maybe the end of the month. And maybe we'll make it so where channel members will have additional like entries into it, so that way they have you have a better chance to win if you're supporting the channel as a channel member. So that is always preferable. If you guys did want to become a channel member, then you can always go ahead and do that. We have channel member things starting at just like $2 a month. I think it's $2, $5, $10. So if you wanted to support in any way there, that's also totally chill, not necessary. But if it is something you want to do and you enjoy the content that I bring out, it always helps pay the bills in any way. I got a 70-30 split on all that stuff. So thank you, YouTube, for doing that for me. But yeah, so that's it for me. So thank you guys so much for hanging out, and remember to have fun in the flesh and blood. I'll see all of your shining faces next week as we talk a little bit more about Clash and collections. All right, everybody, nerd out.